Hey, what's up, people? How's it going? Today is Thursday, March 3rd, 2022. I'm going to continue on. This will be the last episode of JA. I could have wrapped it up before the other one, but that whole war that was going on underground in Tishman was pretty important to add into there because that was pretty much a beef that JA created. Yeah. Now, J.A. himself didn't go back down there, as I explained. I stayed focused on the subways. I realized that these things are no more, so any bucket list type ideas I had, like blockbusters, a couple of them I made with screws in them and shit like that, I started getting a little fancy, figuring, fuck it, let me go for some wild looking blockbusters and stuff like that, cracks in them and shit like that. You want to, just because this is the end of it. Yeah, so that was my main focus and my main concentration, and plus crossing out everyone else. That's where I stood. I still had the war going on underground. I was busy doing that. J.A. took over Manhattan. He was up everywhere. He came to New York at that point. Boom. TK, Easy, and them, they already had it from a couple of years before that, and they were still going strong. So J.A. kind of jumped up there with that whole thing. Easy, Jaws, TK, even those guys like Louis and them, they were writing at that point too, like on streets. You had people that were hitting streets that were putting it in. There was a whole movement going on up there. I stayed focused on the subways down below. Now, that was the last of it with me and J.A. until maybe, I don't know if I bumped into him during the trains, like the last couple of months of it, or it definitely wasn't past 90 or 90 because that's when I moved up to the Bronx and was married. So it had to be like 89, 88 or some shit like that. I was on a bicycle. I was riding across town in the west side, I think 49th, 48th Street and Broadway. Pretty much the crosswalks of the world. In front of Ticketron. Yeah, Ticketron. Google it. Big red and white thing, Ticketron. It's where you buy all your Broadway plays and tickets for everything just about. Anything, you go there and you can buy tickets for it. It's the crosswalks of the world. Behind it is actually one of the most famous places where people go to get pictures taken. It's those big staircases and people sit there, and it actually shows on 42nd Street on that big light where they drop the ball, the New Year's Eve ball. You stand on that fucking platform long enough behind Ticketron, you sit on those red bleachers long enough, your face will be on the fucking Broadway, on the sign, that big huge billboard right under where they drop the ball. So that's where this is, where I met him again, like right smack in the heart, like right, the heart of fucking Manhattan. The crosswalks of the world. Like, people everywhere. It's like just, I'll put on a picture of it, but yeah, it's like, just think of New York City and think of what people say when they say Times Square and stuff like that. Of course, you guys from the five boroughs, like, come on, Rob, we know. But I'm talking to people out there in Australia, a lot of people, shout out to my peeps in Australia, France, stuff like that. A lot of people out there commenting, telling me where they're from, in England, a lot of people from England. Different, from all over the world. So think of this shit, man. Like where that woman kissed the fucking sailor. That famous picture when it was like D-Day or something like that, or the end of the war, when the sailor's kissing the waitress or something like that. It's a very famous thing. Yeah, crosswalks of the fucking world. So I got this Wicked Witch of the West bicycle. That's what we used to call them. We also would call it the Buddha Mobile. It's actually a 3-speed female bicycle that is like a piece of shit. With the old 3-speeds? Yeah, with the crank wheel in the back and shit like that. Yeah, old bicycle like that. It was a Buddha Mobile. We would keep a bicycle like that in John Jay Park, so when people go uptown to get Buddha, that's what we used to call marijuana and back in the days. Buddha, sometimes go up get crack, angel dust, whatever. But we would ride it on that bike. It's like, you buy, I fly. In other words, they give the money, like I give someone the money, they go up and get it. You follow me? That's how it works. You buy, I fly. Yeah, and then they come back down, boom, you have a party. So it's called the Buddha Mobile. I was riding on this thing, right? And I actually set up a bike chain. Ah, shit, I don't know where I left it. Yeah, here it is. Now, I got this thing here around my neck like this. Let me see if you guys can see me. You see how I got this bike chain here? I'm riding my bicycle, you know? And I see someone with that red hair that I was talking about. He don't look too pudgy anymore, and he's with a very pretty girl. So I'm like, damn, I think that's that dude, man. I think that fucking J.A. And it's like, kind of, maybe. So I said, yo, John. And he turned around and said, oh, shit, that's him. You know, so I walked up to him. He didn't actually run away. And he knows what I look like. You know, he didn't run away. I'll give him that. He stood there in front of me. As he was in front of me, he was with this girl. Now, I'm scanning the situation. Literally, people walking. You have to, like, move out that fucking way. You know, so I'm looking at the situation. Now, I noticed there's 4 cops right there, which is not unusual. Times Square. Now, I look and I figure I could probably still just, you know, keep it moving, you know, get back, fly off with my bike. Because on a bicycle in traffic, man, yeah, you're gone, man. You go against traffic with a bicycle, especially back then with all that, you know, it's all back to back, jammed up. Traffic jams everywhere, especially right there. So, yeah, and then I pulled off my chain like this. And I swear, I honestly was not thinking about beating him with this chain. You know, so I put it down like this. I was getting ready to throw it on the floor, and he looked at me. I said, "You gonna hit me with a chain?" So I was like, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, why not?" But the shit didn't even cross my mind. I was just getting it off me from here because, you know, he could take it and smash me in the face. Like, I've had situations. Believe me, I've been around, and I actually have this chain here, but I just tied this rope around it. But it would actually have a big padlock on it. Like a gate lock, like a lock that someone would use for an Optimo shop or something like that. When they would pull down a gate and they'd lock up their store at the end of the night, that kind of lock would be a couple, maybe 3 pounds or something, 2.5 pounds. I don't know, a heavy fucking lock, man. I have one laying around here, but I'm not going to go digging it up. I'm sure you guys can understand what a lock is. It's a big chunk of fucking metal that keeps this thing together. I don't know what I get from that. Anyhow. Now, the woman that he was with, like I said, she was a very pretty woman. She had puffy lips and shit. And she noticed the police, and she started kind of beelining for the police. So, I took the chain, I went like this, got back on my bicycle, and just kept going. And that's what happened. Put the chain back around my neck, got back on my bicycle, kept going. And I think what was going through his mind is, well, yeah, definitely at that point I had a big bike chain and shit like that. Looked like he just trying to want to get to the end of the whole shit. But honestly, I don't even know how the fuck I got in the whole shit. Like, what happened was for him to do that and just pick me out the blue and start, like, using me like I'm some kind of joke or something like that. Like, somehow it's almost like, yeah, Joe Pesci and shit from Goodfellas. Like, what, I'm here to amuse you? I make you funny? Like, seriously, like, who the fuck, like, are you to, like, just, you know, I understand, like I was explaining, the only option that I could come up with in my mind is the fact that he's some rich dude and he just likes to, like, fuck with people. Like, it's fun to him. I've seen it before. I mean, that's the honest thing. Like, it's like a spoiled little brat or something like that. I was very nice to him when I met him. Hi, how you doing? Nice to meet you, this, that. Yeah, I wasn't, like, chilling with him like that or nothing. But, yeah, the guy never ever, I could never say that. He was a rat. He's dead. You know, I can't say that. I can't say that. You know, like, he never told on me or anything like that. And he had plenty of chances. Not even just with me, just with people I know that, like chased him down and, like, done some crazy shit. Like, he could have went to the police with that shit, you know. I'm talking about, like, people from John Jay Park, like, that I wasn't even involved with, you know. You know, they was, like, hanging out in front of this building and shit, you know. I don't know, whatever the hell. I mean, there's probably shit I don't even know about that has happened to that dude, to them. But that's pretty much it. That was it. Yeah. And then I think he came into the city around I'm trying to think because I did this with Barron. They were building one of the bridges, Williamsburg Bridge, the Manhattan Bridge. Definitely wasn't a Brooklyn Bridge. Down in Chinatown somewhere, I did like a blockbuster, colors and stuff. And there's an S-boat up above it and then a maze or something like that. And he crossed that thing out. Other than that, no, there's been nothing, no problems with him for decades. Yeah, decades, honestly. Bet, I would say, when he came back at me with Scuff, you know, I know J.A., they were writing on mailboxes together, you know, so maybe Bet was even writing J.A. for him. Who knows? Maybe he wasn't even around then. I don't know. But eventually, yeah, no problems. Wasn't really doing shit to me at all for decades. Yeah. It wasn't an issue. Like I said, Scuff has always done more damage to me than anyone. As far as it goes with the streets, Scuff, YKK. He's definitely did me in harder than anybody else. Yeah. He wears that hat. If it's of any interest to anyone, Scuff, yeah. And on the subways, Ven and Ghost, yeah, they were fucking, yeah, they were shutting me down, man. Yeah, I would come back. I mean, honestly, it was good because under there with Ghost and Ven and them, they weren't going after KK and Lace, like I said, the art department. So it's good that they were kind of lured towards me at this point, and JJ, and we just kept doing our shit. We'd do a couple little blockbusters here and there, and you know, just to give them something to cross out or whatever. And of course, I want to get up and I want to do blockbusters, but you know, I was really trying to figure out a way where like we all could just like chill the fuck out, but. Yeah, it didn't happen. You know, shit happens like that. Life goes like that. You know, hey, it could have been worse. You know, life could have been worse. You know, but yeah. So that's all I could say about that. We did catch Ven down there. We caught him down there, like I was saying on the weekend, and no one was kind of going down no more because we were just patrolling that shit. And like at the Sunday going into Monday morning, I would literally walk through the whole top level, every single train. I'd go on both sides. Someone might try and sneak some under the window shit in the middle or somewhere. Oh, no. I'd look for that shit, yeah. I'd go through that shit with like a fine-tooth comb, every single car. Alright, man. Cross all the shit out. That's why some of this shit's just like, also, it's like not much. You know, I'm just like, just going to the next and, you know, just scribbling it out. Lots of whole cars. Yeah. A lot of this shit. Yeah. But yeah, those definitely smashed me harder than anyone. Ven and Ghost in the subways, and Scuff, and whoever he decides to team up with. It was mainly Scuff, yeah. Well, when he hit me with Bet, Bet's a whole different animal, man. That dude was smashing me. I had to take days off from work. I was like, yo, man, I need some personal time. That's what I told him at work. Like, I need a month. Like, that shit ain't going down like that, yo. Fuck that. I need to take some time. Like, yeah, man. Fuck, yeah. Yeah. But I respect them all, man. And when it really boils down to two, is the fact that, like, this shit that I'm talking about is graffiti. I don't know what the fuck y'all doing out there nowadays, but this shit here, man, all them fucking people and shit, no, that was good fucking times, man. Even the dudes I didn't like, I don't got no beef with nobody, you know, it was all good, man. Fun and fucking games, you know. Yeah, definitely a good childhood. I had a great childhood, great teenage years. Oh, it was a blast, man. Yeah. But yeah, we did catch Ven down there. We caught him, we went down there once, they all scattered, right? So we knew Ven, little guy, right? So JJ is a little guy, right? So the Ghost and everyone, they were all down there running around, you know. So we're like, they kind of knew we were coming, so they were up ahead, right? But I think Ven was trying to really get like every little can of paint he could, like he didn't want to leave his paint behind, you know, like, yo, that's a writer, but, yo, that's that shit, I don't know, but he kind of lagged behind, and you would think because, yo, the way that boy was moving, man, he was fucking cutting it up, man. Hell yeah, that boy, he was flat, because he's so little and thin, you know. So now my man JJ, John, he ain't no little fucking tall guy either. He's like a little, but he's built, you know. John, he's like fucking Ed Cohen or something, the power lifter. Yeah, John was strong as fuck, man. Like big traps and biceps and shit. I mean, he was short. But you ever see that with like a short person? Like he was like a fucking bodybuilder. He was like Frank Columbo or Ed Cohen or some shit like that. Yeah, for real. Without doing, I mean, all right, we did do benches and shit like that in Lace's house. He had a little bench set up there. You know, we'd eat our raw cans of tuna and shit. Yeah, we were doing benches and stuff. You know, like me, D3. D3 was very good at benching, man. Very good. Especially when he came back down from prison. D3 was pretty fucking big, man. Yeah. Yeah. But JJ too, very powerful, man. Very powerful for his size, man. Extremely powerful, man. If anything, I was probably the weakest at all of them. Yeah, true story. I was probably the weakest, yeah. I mean, I had a lot of accidents. I've been hit by a lot of cars and shit. I had a baseball bat crush me here. Yeah, I've been through a lot. But yeah, no, they were very powerful people, man. All of them. So anyway, and then it's cutting it up, man. Ass and elbows, man. That's all you seeing, man. He's going for it. Right, so John's like, I was like, yeah. So John started running after him. I was just jogging behind. So he tried to cut it into the next lane. And he dipped under the car real quick, under the train. So he didn't think we would see him, right? But John caught him because he got into that lane just in time. So he was trying to hide under the other set that was parked. Right? So JJ's like, yo, there we go. So running, man. I swear, man. JJ, John, man. John Savolas, yo, that motherfucker, he ran after that dude like a fucking mongoose, man. He was like, he went up under there, man. Yo, Ven was almost through to the other side. Like, when the cat walked, he grabbed him. I got him. I was like, yeah, bring that boy up here. Yeah, I caught that motherfucker right by the ankle, man. He said, yeah, I got him. So by that time, I actually caught up, and I was watching him bring him out. And Andrew's like, yeah, bring him up here. Don't do nothing to him. You know, Lace, he's kind of like the dude that, like, makes people not get beat up and stuff. Yeah, he was the level-headed dude. It's like, oh, come on. Like, he was older than us, honestly. He was older than all of us. So, yeah, we were like little kids and shit. He always had to be like, yo, stop, man, come on. He was the level-headed person. So he was telling us to not do anything to him. To make sure he gets up to, and Lace was actually the president of 357. Not me. A lot of people think that. Nope. I'm never the president. I always like to be the soldier. I got to be out in the trenches. That's where I'm comfortable, you know. Anyway, and you know, bring him up front, you know. Don't touch him, don't do nothing to him, you know, this, that. So he gets him, I swear. I'm looking under the train, you know, you gotta realize he can still get a shock, even though them fucking things are parked, man. You know, the boots on the third rail and shit. So Johnson's got him, man. He got him like this and shit. By the ankle, he's pulling him. It looked like he's fucking reeling in a marlin, like he's the fucking fisherman, like the, you know, like the old man in the sea and shit. He's like, he's pulling him and he's like, rah, there you go. Ben was holding on for his fucking dear life. But yeah, you know, JJ, he's strong, man. He's a strong little kid, bro. He pulled that dude right out. Go! Yo, I swear, man, we brought him up towards where Lace was. And, yo, he wasn't, it's like he was not able to talk. Like, he was freaking out, man. I remember I was like looking at him like this, look. Okay, if you look at videos and shit, can you see me? Where am I? Yeah, alright, so he'd be like this. I mean, yeah, what's all that shit? Right? And all of us, like we're all surrounding him and shit. You know, we're fucking with him, you know. But yeah, he was like, I remember looking at his face, like his tongue was out. He was like honestly trying to speak. He was like that. It was crazy shit. But you know, hey, what's up, buddy? We wound up giving him a car. Yeah, we gave him a fucking car. Yeah, we gave him a car. PK and them stole the car. I mean, we didn't give him a fucking Mercedes or nothing, you know. We don't like him like that. But yeah, we gave him a nice car. And later on, he got in touch with us, and he's a cool dude, man. He's a cool dude, man, but we ain't do nothing to him. We ain't touch him. See, now a lot of you guys say, oh, well, how come I don't talk, you know, like these people that I beat up down below in my last episode. I don't talk about the people I beat up. Like, I don't know how many times I gotta tell you people. I mean, maybe every time it's a new person, but yeah, I don't get down like that. Like, I don't know. There's nothing cool about that. Like, I could get my point across without having to mention the person's name. You understand? You know, like, well, was it this guy? Was it that guy? It was actually none of those people you're talking about. You're way off base. Yeah, way off base. Yeah, it's just like young kids. I guess you guys Google stuff and try and put shit together, but now y'all are all wrong. Yeah. I don't know. I just, if I do that, then it's all of a sudden like I'm big upping myself. Like, oh yeah, like that's like, yeah, I don't know. I've had that done to me, and I don't like that shit. I wouldn't do that to someone else. It was done to me in books and stuff, as I've explained in the past. Yeah, I wouldn't do that to someone. Now, every single person I'm talking about before, like Brea, when we came into where he was working, pulled out guns and shit like that, yeah, we did not touch him. He was not touched at all. I felt comfortable talking about it. And he's honestly went on a podcast and talked about it. And, you know, he was like, yeah, I remember that shit. And it's all cool. No problem with that. And who else did I? Coke 2, same thing. Like, I don't lie or do anything. Like, Coke 2's actually gotten in touch with me. You know? And it was like, yeah, see, this, that. I'm like, oh, hey, you know, it is what it is. Like, if I'm going to sit here and, like, not be like that, then I don't know. But, yeah, that's just how I look at it. It's different than when you're talking about beating someone up. You know, yeah, and I'm not going to do that. I don't think I should mention their names. You know, they stood in front of me as a man. They did their thing, and that's it. Now, I gladly talk to you people about the people who kicked my ass. I got no problem with that. I'm an old man. I don't give a fuck about whatever. Yeah, my pride, man, that shit's been tattered and fucking gone. Straight up, my pride, my morals, all that shit, God, all gone. I know where I'm going when I'm dead, man. Fuck that. Bring it. It is what it is. But anyway, with that said, I give all these people, man, friends and foes, man, mad fucking respect, yo. The dudes from back then, all them, man. I'd take the weakest one of them against the best of you new guys, man. Believe that shit, man. Yo, times was hard back then, man. When it came to graffiti, yeah, shit was wild, man. And I've had no more problems, like I said, with J.A. And then caught him, dragged him out from under the train, brought him up to Andrew. You know, we gave him a car. I honestly gave him a car. It was like, yo, you know, this, that, blah, blah, it's all good or whatever, you know. Yeah, I was right there. Had no problems with him. Yeah, that was that. And I was like, why are you guys doing this shit to us almost, you know? Yeah. True facts, yeah. There's so many different stories about down in Tishman I could get into. Yeah, some real good ones. Fun shit, man. Fun shit, man. Yeah, Tishman down on the Central Park. A good place, man. Definitely good shit. So anyway, getting back to J.A., yeah. After that, I rode away on my bicycle, and many, many years, decades pass, and I bump into him. He actually comes up to where I live at 2787 Coster Street. No, it's 2787 Coster Street is where I used to live. Private house. I was living on the top floor. Came up there. Hey, how's it going? Bet TFV brought him over. It's like, yeah, you know, squash beef, this, that. Went up there, squash beef in my fucking house. Actually, in my bedroom. Yeah, in my bedroom. I was sitting there. I had a couple of roaches. Actually, ran out of marijuana. So, broke up my roaches and smoked. And I say, I don't know, you smoke weed, man? So, yeah, sure, a couple of drags off it and this, that. Had no problems ever since. Well, that's how life is, you know. But, yeah, that's it. Boom, all in a nutshell. Nothing else has happened, you know. From the beginning to end, there you got it. Yeah. All right, people. I'll leave it there. Yo, check this shirt out, man. This is cool. Someone sent me this shit. See, that's why I love YouTube, man. You guys are really cool, man. You know, this is some fun shit, man. Now, look at this shit. I don't know. I hope you could see it. If I go like, wait, let me do it like this. You see that shit? You know what that shit is? Look. Let me see if I go like this. Huh? You know what that shit is? Check it out. It's a 357 Magnum, right? You see the 357 Magnum? With the hair trigger. Yeah! That shit is hot. Look at that shit. 357 with the hair trigger. That's the shit. Yo, that was cool, man. That was cool, man. Good fucking shirt, man. Yo, people, take care of yourselves. Hey, what's up? Real quick, I fucking thought of a cool story, man. A funny one. It's involving J.A. and Q, right? Trach and Dover. Yeah, I just came from jogging. I jog a little bit now and then, like I said, to try and tire myself out. I did like a mile and a half. I didn't go crazy. Normally I do 4. Anyway, yeah, a good story for you. right in this very room that I'm in right now, I was hanging out here with Trach. You guys know Trach? He used to write with MQ. Trach. Good dude, man. Good dude. It's my boy. I give him mad respect, man. You know, he did a lot of fucking graffiti. A lot of fucking graffiti, man. Believe me. And he did it. He mixed it up, too. He would do some straight letters and stuff like that. And well, yo, he's a good dude. You gotta, just put it this way. He did a lot of fucking graft, man. He went through a lot of fucking wars, man. Trach, hell yeah. He went through a lot of shit. And he did it all while keeping his integrity intact. Yeah. He's still, it's not bad about the dude. Yeah. He kept his fucking integrity intact, man. That shit ain't easy out there, man. Anyway, he's here in my room. We're chopping it up. Trach, like I said, MQ's bombing partner. In this very room I'm in right here, right? So now I'm on the first floor. My window is right here. Like, you could almost tap on my window. There you go, Rob. So anyway, Dover comes to my window, right? Now, like I said, once upon a time, I don't know where, I think it might have been Queensboro Plaza. I don't want to go spreading rumors or fuck with the history. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that. But I believe it was Queensboro Plaza they had this fight. And MQ and JA were fighting. And then Trach and Dover were fighting. Okay, now, this just a couple of years ago. Trach was sitting here in this very room, hanging out with me, talking shit, you know, normal shit people do. And Dover comes to the window, the person he fought when Dover was hanging out with JA. Right? So now, Dover's talking to me out the window. So Trach's like, yo, who's that? Says Dover. He's like, what? Yo, let me talk to him. So, yo, I swear, Trach goes to the window like this. And he's like, yo, what's up? So Dover's like, not much. Who are you? He's like, you don't remember me? He's like, nah. He's like, yo, come on, look at me, man. How you not going to remember? I swear, yo, this shit was like some shit like from fucking Clint Eastwood. Like, yo, when you hang a man, you better remember him. Like, yo, this shit was off the hook, yo, for real. So I'm right here in my house. Like, he's talking to him out my window. He's like, yo, and Dover's like, nah, I don't know who you are. He's like, yo, you fucking stabbed me, bro. I was like, oh, shit. You know? I said, huh? So then Dover still got to think, like, he stabbed so many people. You know, like I said, Dover's from here, you know. But, yo, that shit was freaky. Like, that shit is graft right there. You know, it's like it's just a freak fucking accident. You know, I'm sitting here, Dover comes to my window, and this was literally just a couple of years ago, you know. But, yeah, I was like, yo, come on, guys, man. Like, don't be fucking around in my crib and shit like that, you know. But it was pretty interesting. It was definitely wild, man. I was like, oh, shit. You know, because that's kind of like on the street. That's later on. That's like after the trains are dead. But Dover saw me like that. And like I said, Trach, man, that's a good dude, man. That dude puts in a lot of fucking work, man. It's just interesting, you know, two writers like that. And it's just, you know, I'm sitting there. It's like, wow, you know, like, yeah, that shit's history right there, you know. Yeah. I look at this shit, like the way I viewed graffiti and like during like them days, like hitting under the trains and shit like that. Yo, like, we were like samurais, you know what I'm saying? Or like cowboys and shit like that. Yeah, man. It's some wild shit. Or like Conan. Like, you ever read those? Like the fucking Conan, the fucking barbarian, and Savage Sword of Conan? Yeah, man. Like, yeah, shit was wild, man. Nothing like you motherfuckers are doing out there nowadays, man. Yo, shit. Y'all are playing pickup sticks out there, man. Yeah, different ballgame altogether. One more thing I want to say real quick before I wrap this up. Like I said, I was just running and I forgot in my whole other episode. Like that guy Breyer I was talking about before, TPT. He did a good interview on this thing called Graph Champs. And before I was kind of figuring out what the fuck was that thing called last episode. But now, honestly, I sat down and I listened to a bunch of episodes. They got some cool dudes on there, man. Yo, that shit's a good fucking show, man. Graph Champs, man. I suggest if you guys are into the shit I talk, yo, check out Graph Champs. Hey, don't go sitting there thinking I'm like getting paid for this or something. I don't know them fucking people from a hole in the wall. One thing I can tell you is that dude SR that is involved with that. You see the SR? Yo, he's been tearing shit up for decades. He's been up a lot. He's up even around here. Like, he's up a lot, man. He's like one of them dudes that's just out there creeping, always creeping. He's been around for a while, yeah. SR. I don't know any crews he's down with or anything like that, but Yeah, very interesting. They got some good people on there. They interviewed some good people. It's a good show. Like I said, I'm not getting paid for this, but if you're interested in like what I'm doing, yeah, check that shit out. Graph Champs. Graph Champs. I mean, it's a little hip hoppy, like, you know, like the beginning and stuff. Like, you know, you got all these bright colors and stuff. But when they actually start talking and shit, yeah, you get some good shit going on there, man. You know, me, I'm just not into hip hop. I ain't trying to, you know, shed no fucking shade on anyone or anything. It's just I'm not into hip hop. But yeah, it's really cool. You guys might like it. You know, like I was saying also about like that Graffiti Museum. They do some good shit. Yeah, Graffiti Museum's another good site that I've been checking out. Yeah. Lately, I don't know, they're kind of doing people I never heard of. So, yeah, but yeah. Anyway, those two things, they got some good people on there, man. You look through their little thing, their roster, their interviews, their videos, and you'll find some good shit on there, man. On both of those channels. Definitely, both of them, yeah. Real good shit, man. And that's about it. That's all I could say. Oh, you could find them on YouTube and Instagram. Yeah. I looked at Graph Champs and that Graffiti Museum, both of them on YouTube. But I think someone sent me the link to Breyer on my Instagram account. And I don't know what else to say. Other than, yo, I'm going to post pictures of Ticketron. Like where I bumped into JA in like broad daylight. Yeah, alright, yo. Take care, people. Yeah, yo, that's pretty fucked up. Ukraine and Russia, right? Yo, I respect that shit with that dude, man. Yo, that Ukrainian dude, man. Zalaskez or whatever, Skalaskez. Oh, fuck yeah. I hear that, man.